Welcome to a thought-provoking discussion on News9. Today, we delve into the urgent issue of illegal immigration from India. Desperate dreams, risky journeys. What's behind India's illegal immigration surge? The desire for a better life has driven many Indians to embark on dangerous and illegal routes, crossing borders to countries like the United States, the United Kingdom, Canada, and several other European countries, essentially the western half of the globe from where India sees it. But what is the price that one has to pay? The real untold stories and consequences of this perilous pursuit of a better life. In our in-depth analysis, today we explore the motivations behind leaving the country, from aspirations for greater financial opportunities to seeking enhanced security. There are many factors at play. We'll also try and examine the influence of factors like English language skills and also the impact of OTT platforms on fueling these aspirations as well. The statistics, let me tell you, ladies and gentlemen, are staggering, with immigration to the United States skyrocketing by 4 times in the last 4 years alone. In Punjab, there has been a staggering 40% increase in the past year alone. But let's not forget, this dream comes at a price. Why is there a burning desire to, leave your own country? Has the state mechanism failed them? I mean, you spoke about the rising, if you're talking about Punjab, there's a rise in drug culture. We've seen the gang violence that's already taken place. We know that jobs is something that the government is dealing with right now. But apart from this, is there some other reason behind the scenes as well? Something that more than what meets the eye here? Why? I mean, people leaving their own country is like it raises my eyebrow for sure.
Definitely, that is a huge concern for Indian government as well. But most of them are leaving, as you already pointed out, the list of problems that is there. And also, of course, they get motivated by all the people who have already gone there. There's a huge
the success
diaspora over
stories
there.
from outside.
The success stories, and they, of course, continuously influence their minds that you have to come over here. They are willing to leave jobs or certain things which will give them more opportunities over here and go and they can work in a petrol pump, or they lead they do menial jobs over there, but still that is a better lifestyle than
but when
being in
you
India.
have successful stories, I'm sure, and you've spoken to people on the ground. I know personal anecdotes from my hearsay. जितने successful stories हैं, उतने unsuccessful stories भी हैं. And they do tend to get a little dangerous as well.
Of course.
Only 2 months back, there was a proper ship of refugees that it got wrecked on the coast of Italy.
Exactly.
And you lost all people, a lot of youngsters on that ship as well.
See, when we talk about refugees from other country and you're talking about the ship that got wrecked and all, they are bound by the situation that the country face, and most of them are climate migrants, or they are somebody who have been facing political issues in their country.
The effects of the Middle East has pushed out a lot. People.
Exactly. But when it comes to India, their motivation is only to have a greener pasture,
a luxurious life,
earn more money and support their family back here. Okay, so that is the main motivation, and of course there are coupled by other reasons of political issues over here, no jobs, unemployment, and definitely there are other drug abuse and other kind of issues. But when it comes to risk that they take, they contact these agents. Most of them bribe these agents, and they said that हमें किसी भी तरह भेज दो वहाँ पे. Whether it's fake documents, whether it's fake bank documents, whether it's fake degrees, whether it's visa applications which are fake, they utilize all of these, and then they somehow move from country to country. And our documentary talk about this kind of network, like how from our country they go to Dubai, and then from Dubai to move to a country in Africa, and then to Panama, and then they go to somewhere in El Salvador, and then maybe to Guatemala.
And all of this is illegal.
All of these are illegal, and then they move somehow to Mexico. They stay there in Mexico for a few months. Then because it is quite near to the US border, so they look out for loopholes in order to move to US, or somebody may be moving to Canada and they look for loopholes in order to move to US. So that is the main motivation, to move to US, Canada, or UK, and then earn more money and live a luxurious lifestyle.
It does sound lucrative, because in the documentary itself, you're talking about 500% uptick if you're moving to the United States, a 300% uptake if a low-skilled Indian goes and works in the United Arab Emirates. What did you learn that was different in Gujarat compared to Punjab, and what was some of the interesting findings that you found out on the ground?
Of course, Gujarat is a very different pattern. See, Gujarat people, they are not unemployed or they are not poor. They are very rich, filthy rich people. In fact, the family I met, he told me that the rate of illegal immigration from Gujarat to US via Canada route is between 15 lakh rupees to 75 lakh rupees per person. So if a
Wow.
person is willing to pay 75 lakh rupees to land up in the migration camp in the US, you can imagine a family of four, they are willing to spend 4 crore rupees just to settle in US. So money is not an issue. In Gujarat, particularly in North Gujarat, there is a tremendous craze about US lifestyle. I don't know why, but even the local peoples are they are not able to figure it out why there is so much craze about US. Perhaps the people in North Gujarat believe that the grass is greener on the other side. That's why they are going to the US. But the people which I have talked to, they told me that there are several cases right from the city like Ahmedabad, where a person was running a good factory. He had 30 employees with him. He sold everything. He went to the US illegally, of course, and he was working there as a salesperson in the mall there. So why would a person who is a owner of factory is willing to work there as a salesperson in a mall? This is something about the psychology of the people. This is nothing related with the poverty or the money crunch or the educational factor. I my understanding of this subject is that once a person goes to the US or someone from the family is living in the US, you get a more respect in your own village. That is one of the reasons. I had gone to Dingucha, the village where last year a family of four had died, frozen to the death while crossing from Canada to the US. And they had told me that if someone from your family or some of your relatives are in US, you will automatically get more respect from the locals. This is very absolutely unimaginable, uncoded craze for the US. This is the main reason. Of course, there are so many other factors also. The race education is one of the factors. Language problem is another factor. They can't get the valid visa for that. That is why they are forced to take this illegal route. But even though they are forced to take the illegal route, there should be some mechanism, there should be some system to educate them that if you go legally, you will be more safe. Because if they go illegally there, they are not getting any healthcare system there. They are not eligible to get any insurance there because they are illegal migrants. Even if they face some medical issues, they have to pay a lot of money on their own expense, on from their own pocket for their treatment. So all these factors should be conveyed to the people who are willing to go there illegally. This is not only risking about their life, this is about risking their own future also. Not only their future generation also. Because
Absolutely,
once they are
absolutely.
out,
And
because once they are
Kiran,
out, there is no way
also
back.
throw some light on the fact that we had Shanta who was telling us about Punjab, that people don't have a lot of money, they don't have the means to get out there in the legal way. But in Gujarat, when people have the money that you're talking about, they're still coughing up those crores of rupees. Why is that so? I mean, why can't they take the legal way? What's the problem there?
No, the main hurdle in the legal way is the educational qualification and the language hurdle. You need certain education qualification to get the valid visa, which is not there in North Gujarat. People have money but no education. Again, this is a very tricky question whether education is important or money is important. Education can't give you money or money can't give you education. There is a huge debate going on in North Gujarat. So that is the main hurdle. Second point is about the language skills. The Gujarati people are very good at the business, but they are not very good in English language, which is another a big hurdle. Now the coming generation, the younger generation, they are learning English, they are fluent in English, but those who have crossed the age of 40, they are still not well versed in English. There the problem comes in.
Help the viewers understand what are some of the main challenges and risks that are associated with the illegal immigration, particularly in the context of India and the data that we have as of 2023, sir. Sir, could you please unmute yourself, sir? Could you please unmute yourself?
Thank you so much for giving me this opportunity. I'm unfortunately on two different meetings at the same time, so
I
I was
understand, sir,
late for that.
but your opinion is of
Regarding this question, we
utmost
have to
importance.
take care of this fact that we are always looking into the aspect which are known, generally known, understood by many of us. But there are two areas which we should not forget it. You see, this illegal immigration is happening towards the Western world. When you talk about USA, Canada being one of the two big sources. Now you have to see the data from those countries also. Every year they are giving condoning the immigration. Illegal immigrants are taken back as a citizen. This number has increased many-fold. and we don't look into that data. So there's a great chance of you going through all illegal ways, becoming illegal, becoming legal. I mean, so if the number of the countries like that, US and Canada, are increasing, rather promoting illegal migration to happen to their countries, it is one of the big factors. That's why I find, in spite of having such rich culture, agriculture, and richness in these two states of India, Punjab and Haryana, we do find people going there selling land and this and all. Because there is a fullest possibility now. Much earlier, it was not that easier to get migration and then getting settled down. Now, illegal channels, people are entering and they get citizenship. So this is a big lucrative offer coming to our people. Secondly,
But at the same time, sir, what are some potential social, economical, and socio-economical challenges and implications of this? I mean, what kind of policies do we have that can then curtail this kind of illegal immigration?
if you're referring to socioeconomic challenges in our country and then making them go, will be not a great idea to think of that, because there are social challenges in more states in India than these two states. So they would find easier to move from other states where lots of socioeconomic crises are there, like Bihar, Jharkhand, Odisha. You can find very easily there is crisis. But now you are seeing the rich people are going. The per capita income of these two states is very high. Now, the lucrative thing is also one factor. Second, psychological factor, one of speakers were telling just now before me, that psychological factor is very important here. You see, many of those going to these countries, they transmit their money back home. And I'm sure that 60% of those money which they arrived in their own homeland, they are using on making big, big houses, palatial houses. Neighbor has done this, so I should also do that. So this kind of psychology works in the Punjab villages, whether it is Faridkot or any other district. You'll find lots of remote areas, big, big palatial houses, where very few people are living there. Very few living there. So this is an extra baganja, which is also promoted because of this psychological factor of why not me, why only my neighbor. So this is one area we have to think about, this kind of donkey network movement. Thirdly, the agency, as we have already talked about, there are lots of agencies coming up. Education is no more criteria, very rightly told by Shantashri that the illegal documents of bank and all are prepared, and we are using those very liberally. So I'm sure that we have to look into this factor also before we call
But
this network.
if I could pick your...
In fact, there are many donkeys around us.